doing that. Da-da. First things first, my name is Kenneth Burr. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. As you see, the screen is gone because, again, like I said, we're building for we had a new Ultra system that Lord blessed us to be able to build these new frames for our setup, and even computer PC cases, which I can't wait because I got some really cool cases I want to design with this whole new setup. But anyway, getting back to the gray. This is why I say no way to the gray. Stay away from the gray. 50 Shades of Gray, or 50 Shades of Lies, the gray screen. This is why we tell it this way. Now, mind you, I used to develop gray screens back in the day, and we put out, if we're going to have a free mixture, we're going to put on our website for anybody who don't want to pay a lot of money for a gray screen. And yes, this will match some certifieds too, because I got some certified grades coming through too from some companies, and you're going to see how this stuff matches your screen paints. So we got 32 ounces for this mix, which is going to be on our site. 32 ounces of PPG. It's only 16 ounces of that, quite frankly, because you're going to do half silver, half and half, and you're going to do Behr 1050. I like Behr 1050 because 1050 has a good coat. One coat, you're done. It's a good base for screen paint. 16 ounces of that makes 32. So then you need mica. Dark powder is the best. I'm going to put a link. We buy everything at. You're going to need a half a teaspoon of that, because that's all you need from the door. And then you're going to put the toner in. Now, the toner adjusts your color. You can go for 1 scoop, 2 scoop, or 3 scoops, depending on how dark you want it. I would just cut it off at 3. Anything past that, your white levels are going to be affected. So that's it. And it'll work with your ultra short throw projector, long throw projectors, Pico projectors. But like I said, it's not going to have our capability, because we'll make it ourselves, put it against our screen, and we'll show you the difference between the two. But keep in mind, gray screen paint has been around forever. It's been around for a very long time. And to sit there and pay for something at the end of the day that, again, people want way too much money for their gray screen paints. They want way too much money. Now, some people are charging like 60, 50, whatever. But, you know, when you're matching something that's not going to cost you a lot of money, that's not worth it at all, period. Now, do you have to go with the PPG silver? No, there's actually, you can go cheaper than that. There's cheaper silvers that you can use. There's cheaper paints that you can use. In fact, I made this stuff out of Hobby Paint. Hobby Paint cost me $11 to make this at the end of the day, and I made 2 quarts of it. So it's not expensive to make. Now, for people out there who sit there and say, well, Mr. Bird, what's your experience level in gray? Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd really be surprised. And how far we go back on this stuff. But it's right here. That would cost me $11 to make. The whole quart. You know, $60 or $90. Yep, it's his product right there. We used a tutorial video, just to let you know, his own tutorial. This is an upgrade version of it. This is what you're seeing right now. Made from the commercial, from his tutorial showing you how to make it. Gray paints have been around forever. You can go to any form site, there's a dozen people that show you how to make it for free. There's so many different combinations on it and how to make it for free. So, you know, it did its job against the white screen. It does show better than a white screen, but to say it gives out contrast and there's all the stuff that the high grade screen does, it doesn't do it like that. So, and you can make 2 quarts of this, 64 ounces for $11. That's what it would cost you. Now, if you want to make an advanced version of it, much better than this, then it would probably cost you roughly, let's say, under 50 bucks. But at least you have the ingredients. You can make as much as you want than going and spending 60, 70, 90, 100 bucks for something at the end of the day you literally could have made yourself. Now, any one of these people at the end of the day would sit there and say, well, this will never match our products. Well, there's something called gray versus gray. And these are tests you should have running on your products to make sure your stuff doesn't match any house paints. Or if you don't have these tests and you have some kind of return policy where you don't have a return policy, like you're stuck with it, it lands on your property, I've seen a lot of those, then this means that you have a product that's non-tested. Like your daughter might buy in a gray hoodie and she can literally match the screen. So what we have here, this is a product, as I said before, for some people sit there and say, well, my product will never match. It will match. Again, you will match this product. Now, unless your stuff is a little darker, like really, really dark, then no. If your stuff is really, really dark, you have to do those tests too. They got plenty of dark paint, trust me, that you can put yourself against. Let's have a look at this. Now, as you can see, the QME projector doesn't work on this screen paint at all, period. Now, this is our new gamer technology. This is the ILEG Ultimate Apex Gamer Complete. This is what it does to a gray screen. Gray screen doesn't read at all, period. Not even there. Not even in the ballpark. And not even in the first environment. Yeah. But what they do is they'll put you in an environment that's really dark. It's with a high power projector. Something was made from years ago, 10 years ago. And they'll say, hey, look, we have this new screen paint. Look how it pops. Look how, it doesn't do any of that. That's also great paint. I'm looking for that surface right there. This is what we want to do. Now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cover this up and have this on a standalone. We can cover that spot right there with the gray paint. It's the same mixture we have there, same thing. Now, this is what you see. This is what you see when you watch them do a demonstration of their product. We got another surface paint. It's the same paint. This is a fantastic demonstration I'm going to do on the other sites. See on the standalone? So they show you the image, but they will never show you this much light in the environment. We have way too much light in here. We got to darken it a little bit in here because that's not going to work. So let me see. Let me get a lamp. We got to have a lamp here. The lamp can't be too close to the screen. That's going to cause some problems with the screen. So we're going to have to darken our environment up a bit here. That's way too much light hitting the screen. That will never work. So what I'm doing is I'm actually mimicking their environment. Because you definitely can't have that light over top of the screen. It won't work. So we have to fake this environment. Do this with a lamp. Lamp is going to have to be behind the screen. There can't be any light in front of the screen because that can cause the screen to wash out. This is how you're being fooled. We're going to wrap this in a really good amount. And they'll sit there and tell me, no. I've seen your demonstrations. Your lights sit behind the back of the screen. You don't put lights in front of the screen. Never do that. You never do that. We do halo systems like that. When you do try to do a halo system, a halo system for a phone is 500 watts. You can't have no 6K halo system staring at your face. Things will hurt your eyes. No. And then you turn the lights out. Why would you turn the lights out? We don't do lights out on halo systems. We have the lights on. So it just shows you little tricks they do. Skim by, say, hey, look, we're doing the same thing. The only problem with that is in the day that YouTube video that you do, that's criminal evidence against you if we decide to take you to court. So you can go on YouTube and do it for your fake demonstrations, mind you. We bring you in a courtroom, we're going to have you repeat the demonstration because my lawyer's going to request for you to do it. But this time you're going to be in a well-lit environment. No environment in your house or whether to manipulate, whatever, is going to help you. So this is what they'll do. They'll have no lamp way over here. Be over here. And we say, look, we are in a well-lit environment. We got plenty of light in the background. And as you see, the screen is not taking any form of light. It's not washing out. It's not fading. we're able to maintain a fantastic image, this is what they're going to do. So this is usually their setup right here. I'll do the same demonstrations like this. Now if I turn those lights on overhead, watch this, they're doing a standalone too on top of that. So, standalone, we got lights over here. I'm just going to put that on extension cord, talk for a second, but let's walk that around a bit. There's a nice light. Put it on extension cord. You do not lick the outlet. Weird stuff, man. Why do you do weird stuff all the time? Weird. Licking the outlet. It's like, you're not serious electric. Daylight's out of this stuff, cat. Jeez. All right. I said, well, I got the light on my desk. See how it's still picking up an image with no problem whatsoever. So I'm showing you the other day that I am basically picking up an amazing image, even with lights in the environment. So this is one of the ones I do right here. And see how I'm actually seeing a black level right there? Actually not seeing a black level at all, period. It's all fake. It's actually gray. All right, take a lamp. You're on a standalone, so standalones are easy to fake demonstrations on. So now we're going to take a lamp and bring it over here. Now you see that the screen's no longer gray anymore, and they're black anymore. It's great, but just sit there and say, look, see, I'm still picking up an amazing image when I have the light on it. That image is so washed out, it's not even funny. I can put light directly on it, and it's still picking up an image. It's washed out. Your image is not even there. There you go. Your product is not ambient light rejection technology. So your colors are not there. They're washed out. Our technology is designed to absorb light, so basically it maintains a beautiful image. Gray screen can't do this. I'm not even seeing what you've been missing. What you've been missing? Exactly what you've been missing. So sit there and say, hey, we're still picking up color. That's not color, your screen's washed out. Your screen is completely not there, it's washed out. There you go. Told you. When I watch demonstrations and I say your screen's washed out, it's washed out. You're not reading color. And you see how badly it fades next to our black technology? There you go. So, all those demonstrations that I saw on gray screen paint, the color system, all your screens were washed out. This is what we see. When you do your YouTube demonstrations, that's what I pick up. The sad part about it is, because they can see an image, they consider it to be acceptable. Now your image is washed out. That's how bad your image was washed out. Can't see black. Well, you're making a call. I said before, some of you guys are taking to court for this. This right here costs you a lot of money. You make a mistake in there, like this, you're in a lot of trouble. You paint your screen in there, and I take my paint and I run it over the top of your screen, you're done. They'll do a lot of standalones. Customer think they're seeing an amazing image because you got the light sitting right on top of it. That screen is washed out. So, everybody with a gray screen right now, the projector doesn't even function correctly. That's why I keep telling you at the end of the day, your gray screens are obsolete. I've been telling you this for years. You don't listen. Anyone, I don't care what projector you got at the end of the day, it doesn't work on a gray screen. That's how much color you're missing. You're not reading as you claim you are. You're lying in your specification and you're misleading your customers. This will cost you so much money. It's not even funny. I'm going to have to pay back in this.
Welcome to Snack Factory. Here, we rethink pretzels.
Gray screens don't have ambient light detection technology. It doesn't work for them at all, period. See, this is what they show you. This is what I see on video demonstrations all the time. Even with his paint, you see the same thing every time. Now look at that and you go, wow, it's picking up a beautiful image. No, that image is completely washed out. That's what your projector is supposed to see. It's not a 720p, not a 4K projector. It doesn't have all the high bells and whistles as a high performance projector. It doesn't. So there's nothing wrong with that machine when they designed it. The only problem is they hit it on a white screen and they retired it from shining on a white screen and they built another one. That projector worked perfectly fine. Wrong screen. Without the screen, your projector is absolutely worth nothing. Some people mess up and they go out, and I did the same thing myself. When I bought myself a good projector, thinking out the more I spend on the projector, the better the image. That's a lie. You need both of them to work. Well, I speak to two types of people in these demonstrations: customers and people who make product. Yeah, I'm just explaining to you from the door. You have a company and you're doing something that's supposed to be doing. Your stuff is really not doing what it's supposed to be doing. This is just one of the 100 tests that we can put you through in a courtroom. You fail any one of them, you'll end up paying tons of money and fines and fees, penalties, and all kinds of stuff can go wrong in here. You ever seen one of these demonstrations before? You never seen one before. I never showed one of these before. This is the first time I showed you one of these. So how many more demonstrations can we do to you in a courtroom that you don't know about what can happen to you? The product doesn't work. I can tell when I see it on YouTube. I can look at it and say, I don't care what machine we use at the end of the day, I don't care. I see this on your screen paint. You can't read. And this is where you want to go against the gamer technology? The gamer technology, gamer will eat your life. I don't care if you're dark gray, I don't care if you're mid gray, it doesn't make a difference. That black technology sitting over there. And on a standalone, you are tricking your customers, you're stealing from customers at the end of the day, making them believe that your product really is going to work. Some of y'all claim you'll have some 2.0 gain. You don't have a 2.0 gain. Where is the 2.0 gain in this? I don't even see it on the gray screen. Where is it? Not even there. That's supposed to be the Metallica Mix 2.0. We made it right straight from the freaking from the tutorial. Where's the gain at? That's what I find interesting on this website. I said it was a 2.0 gain, but I said itself was an ambient light rejection. Did you read that? That's about as backwards you can get. That's what you buy. That's what you get. Washed out image.
Introducing Wawa's new spicy jalapeno ranch. Creamy, craveable, and
So on camera, look how bright the colors come up. Look how vivid they come up. Look at the contrast levels. You are as blind as a bat can be. Without the radar system, you are literally a bat without radar. That's pretty blind. You can't see that screen is washed out. That screen, I'm not talking about the customer, the people who make this product. You can't see your screen's washed out? How the frick you come on camera with this mess? There you go. Without calibration. That's why they told you to calibrate. This is why they force you to calibrate projectors. Because they can't see the screen correctly. This is why they force you to buy high resolution projectors. Look at the difference between the detail resolution here. Look at that. Look at the detail resolution here. Look at it here. See how washed out it is? That's why they want you to get 4K high-end projectors to clean up that resolution issue. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I've watched people do these demonstrations. I put a lamp right in front of them. I read. I'm picking up an image. Picking up the same thing the wall's picking up over there. Picking up an image. Look at the color. Look at the contrast. Look at that. You didn't even pick up the YouTube menu. It doesn't even come up. Look how exciting the colors are. You ain't picking up anything. That's supposed to be in black. I've literally seen a demonstration where I saw with the oh my goodness, the Metallica mix versus no Cinemax versus the house paint, and it came up just like that. It looked just like that. Now you see that black level there? They can expect to be black. Look at the contrast here. You don't see the contrast? That's amazing contrast right there. No, it's not. It's washed out. I need a giant fly tapper with a 10,000 volt, like a cattle prop, but a giant fly tapper. So these people get on these trays here talking about saying, no, see, I see contrast. Come there, go, oh. You need to be cracked with 10,000 volts. Look at this. Where's your contrast at? Where is it? I'm gonna get a Batman action figure. I'm gonna stick him right there. You know why? I'm gonna put a magnifying glass in his hand, just stick him in front of the screen, and see if you can find your contrast. It's not even there. This is 10,000 to 1 contrast on this projector. As many projectors have 10,000. 10,000 can't find the screen. Look at that. Where? Oh, that's a shame. But don't worry about it, because we're going to be going to all these different forum sites and stuff. We're going to be showing the same demonstration. Some demonstrations are going to have it that white gray screens are obsolete. So all it takes for me, just take a little roller and just put a little dab on your screen. Your screen doesn't function anymore. The customer can see what they're being ripped off on. They don't see color contrast. It's not picking up. That light's not affecting that screen. That screen just absorbing 24,000. They don't have problems in here. So if we can't get this lamp to fire off this screen paint, anyone we bring in here at 24,000, what are your odds of surviving this environment? At 24,000 in the ceiling. You're not going to make it. That's a massive difference on how much is missing there. Here, let's get something a little more shocking. Let's go with TLC 4K demonstrations. I got that correctly. All right, get the women walking with the car, right? Nice bright demonstration, right? And I say, look, this is what they usually choose. They usually stay away from contrast when they do these demonstrations. They use bright images for their fade less. Picking up the sky, the cars, everything's coming up perfectly fine, right? Oops. Be nice. You ain't picking up jack. The sky is supposed to be blue. See the difference in the cars in the background? When they drive up, they're orange. One's yellow. The screen paint has a level 2 heightener sitting inside of it, which means it generates an extremely high white level for technology this dark. It can reach skin tones, anything. You mess with a gamer technology. Gamers are completely different technology and we develop at home theaters. Gamers have much more higher advancements attached to them. So it's kind of like you're dealing with the cinematic, but one on steroids. Look at the cars. Record. Not even there. Not even on the gray screen. Washed out. Alright. Let's go and get, let me see. Oh, OLED horse.
This is incredible. Oh, it's in such good condition. It's not gonna fit. Because there are large antiques in your area. There are drivers in your area. Nice. Uber.
Screen. Standalone. I've seen this one before. Standalone. The surface looks just like this. And see the background? This is an OLED demonstration. The background is supposed to be 100% black. The horse is completely washed out. Background's not even there. Now they'll have you stare at the horse. They'll skip the background because they can't see it. They'll make you concentrate on the horse. But this is how much you're missing. We showed you before. We're going to show you how much you're missing. That's what you're supposed to pick up. It's supposed to be 2 shades of black. The horse shows one shade, the background shows another shade. You can't see it on the gray screen because the gray screen can't pick up multiple shades of black. With the horse's mane, see that? It's a different shade of black. Look at the background, different shade of black. Look at the horse's body, different shade of black. So you got 3 shades of black firing off right now, as you can see. The mane's a different color, horse's body's a different color, and the background of OLED always stayed 100% black. Standalone on the screen, gray screen. Washed out. Look at the background. Background's the first one to go. Once the background goes, that pretty much defeats the whole purpose of the OLED demonstration. It's supposed to be jet black. Can't see the different shades, can you? There you go. Look at her skin tone. You see her skin, you see her gloves. Everything in it is a different shade of black. Sad thing about it is most people now sitting in the dark right now don't understand. They're not seeing black levels. You got 50% of your projected performance. That's all you have. Some got far less than that. Oh, interesting. Look at the coat. That's supposed to be bright red. Horse is supposed to be ultra black, and that background is supposed to be super black. Watch this. That's what you're supposed to read. It's interesting, isn't it? Yep. So when you see me on camera saying that screen's washed out, you guys post at the bottom like, oh, you're standing because you're full of hatred. No, your screen is literally washed out. It is washed out. Do not see that point. It is washed the freak out. Do you see that? So this is why we do these demonstrations, to give you an understanding what you are actually seeing. Like you're stuck in the Matrix. You really think you're out in the field dancing around, out there playing, having fun, and actually you're in an incubator somewhere eating baby food through a tube. You're in an illusion right now. You really think you're actually seeing your screen. You're not seeing jack on that screen. You got half of projected performance. Some of you got way less than that. Now, this light right here can take that screen out. Imagine when we turn the big ones on over top. That's why you're stuck in the dark. Because the only way you can get your stuff to work. That's the first red flag. Your stuff doesn't work correctly. Your setup doesn't work. Beautiful rose, red. It's on the gray screen. Let's see, starting to slide. There we go. I've seen this color before. I saw it on the Frankenstein mix. When he had the screen out the window, and the light hit it, and it got that ashy gray to it. Yep. Let's do this one right here. Let's do the LG Jazz demonstration. Now you see this? Look, you're seeing the contrast. You're seeing black. No, you're not. That's not black. That's gray. And those balls in there bouncing around in those red ones, that's washed out. That's not even red. I'll show you what they're actually supposed to look like. There you go. That's what you're supposed to be reading. Watch this. I got to go 5 porn sites to do that demonstration. I have a bunch of gray screens. I told her I was going to be back. I had something for them. I don't think the outcome is going to be good with this one. And every time I ask one of them, hey, where's your store? I want to go buy something from you. They'll shut me out. Yeah, you already told me what I need to know. Now, look at the red there. Let's go back and show up that nice red. See the black background? See the 100% blue? See the red? See how bright that looks? See how it looks on the gray screen? But this is how they do you guys. They put you on a standalone just like this. The reason why we have this here is to show you how they trick you. So they'll show you like, look, on a standalone, just by itself, like, look, this is how amazing my image is popping. Look at the reds on my screen. Look at the blues, and you're not seeing any of that. It's all washed out. Now, if they can't see this, just makes it bad at the end of the day. They're trying to tell you this is what to buy from their products. So we already saw the difference on that one. So let's keep going. All right, got these nice lights in the background. See all that ash up in here? All this? First red flag screen's not going to run. Let's have a look. Isn't that interesting? Bit of a wake-up call, isn't it? I've been telling you this for years. I haven't. I'm telling you that your setups, money you invested in projectors is a waste of your money. Because you have the wrong screen to run a 4K. You have the wrong screen to run 1080p. In fact, you can't even run 720p off a gray screen. It's an outdated product. It's 10 years, probably longer than that old. Because it was out before I came out. You bought a product that's super old. Fix your projector in any way whatsoever. That's literally how much color you're missing off your own projector. This is why they tell you to calibrate. Calibrate, 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 calibrate. Because they do not read. What a shame. Okay. I'm going to go back to my area.
What's the new IHOP value menu?
I'm not doing 20. I take 5.
When you work on cars as much as I do, you learn what matters most.
Alright, I got to do a promo demonstration for this. Hope you enjoyed this demonstration. You know, whole purpose is to educate customers at the end of the day on what you're not getting. Now, as for you companies out there, they're like them. We'll see you in court. Because I'm definitely going to bring you to court. You know what's going to happen. I'm taking you to court. Because you're doing stuff you should not be doing. You're selling product that you know darn well you can't see color and contrast off of that thing. It's a lie. I'm going to challenge you in court. This stuff doesn't work. Now, if you say at the end of the day, well, our gray screens don't read contrast, you have to figure out what color contrast are we talking about here. Because dark gray screens are different from light gray screens. They pull up a different type of contrast. What are you actually reading? What is the actual color of your contrast? You're just saying you have a 2.0, you don't have a 2.0. You have nowhere near 2.0. Heck no. If you notice, in our demonstration here, not only is our black technology reading a far better level than the gray screen, look at the colors our technology reads. Mind you, if you made a statement on YouTube stating that our product came out so dark it's unwatchable, you're in a lot of trouble. I told you the lawsuits are hefty. They're very hefty. If you want a YouTube channel, you took black paint, and you try to say it's a Mar product at the end of the day, trying to make our products look bad, you're looking at losing a lot of money in court. And maybe you may get some jail time out of it. It's fraud against my business. So, remember, if you got $1 million laying around and 20 years of free time, because this is what it's going to cost you, if we catch you making that statement that our products came out so dark you can't watch them. Which means you're going to be requesting your receipts. Hide it behind your account. I got a private eye at the end of the day that can find you. Or if we get to the detectives unit, they'll find you. Either way, you'll be expedited down here in Pennsylvania for charges. So, I will snatch you out of the comfort of your home and bring you here to be prosecuted. Once the judge sees enough of these prosecutions going through, I'm going to make sure that they serve you guys with a heavy jail time and use you as an example. So curious, Fernando. You did a bunch of these demonstrations against my company. You said my product came so dark. This is your screen paint right here. Why isn't my screen going dark as you claimed on your channel? It's your paint. Oh, you know why? You lied. You went and lied about our products because you were jealous. Well, it's going to cost you, buddy. Cost you a lot. 50 Shades of Lies. A gray screen. Alright, that's it for me. I gotta go. I'm gonna do a promo demonstration real quick.